My classmate in high school was ugly, but girls were obsessed with him, and he had them eating out of his hand like pigeons because he treated them badly and used the oldest, most reliable trick to create psychological obsession. He used unpredictable rewards. Let's see how it works and what he did. The Harvard psychologist Skinner put a seed dispenser in a cage for pigeons. He trained them so that every time they pecked a button, they got a seed. That's called constant rewards. You press the button, you get food. Press it again, get another seed. The pigeons figured it out and only pecked the button when they were hungry. So far, so good. But then Skinner changed the setup. He reprogrammed the button so that pressing it was like flipping a coin. Sometimes it gave food, sometimes it didn't. Maybe you pressed it once. Nothing. Pressed it again. Still nothing. Then the third time, boom. Seed. What he discovered was that the pigeons started behaving obsessively. They no longer pecked just when they were hungry, they pecked more. Then Skinner made the button even worse. It started working less and less. First, it gave seeds every time, then 1 out of 3 times, then 1 out of 10. The pigeons had to work harder for their food, and they got more and more obsessed. They'd peck the button like crazy, even when they weren't hungry. Eventually, he set it so the button only worked 1% of the time, and the pigeons went totally nuts. They pecked at 150 times a minute for 16 hours straight, until they either dropped dead or passed out from exhaustion. What the ugly dude from my high school did with girls was way too similar to what Skinner did with his pigeons. There are 2 key points. First, no pigeon would get obsessed with a button that never worked in the first place. They wouldn't care about it. What drove them crazy was that it used to work, and once they got used to that, it stopped working. Same thing with the girls. No pretty girl would fall for a guy who was mean from day one. But he didn't treat them badly right away. My cousin was one of his victims. At first, she swore up and down she'd never give that ugly guy a chance. But he was persistent. Every day, he'd bring her a little gift. Sometimes he'd stop by her house. He'd always send her a good night message. My cousin got used to his constant attention. She wasn't into him at first, until one night, he didn't send the good night message, and that was the first night she went to bed thinking about him. Just like Skinner made the button stop working and the pigeons went crazy, my classmate slowly changed his behavior. He gave her less and less attention, and my cousin